So BRRRR, what it stands for, it's B plus 4 R's. Mm-hmm. So it's buy, rehab, rent, refinance, repeat. Okay, so you buy a property, you rehab it, you fix it up, you get it rent ready, and then you actually rent it. Mm-hmm. And then you go to the bank and say, hey, I bought this place in cash or fixed it up for cash, or you could have a line of credit, you know.
Yeah.
But ideally you have cash or line of credit, or you borrow hard money from somebody else's money to do the deal and you pay them back. Right. But you buy the house, you fix it up, you get a tenant in there, and then you go to the bank and you say, hey, I have this asset, I want a loan on it. Mm-hmm. So the bank then orders an appraisal or an in-house valuation depending on the bank, and they will give you generally 80% of the value. Okay, so BRRRR is amazing because it's one of those things where, you know, I'm just gonna use random made up numbers. You know, some people might hear these numbers and be like, what, you know? Yeah. But for example, you know, like you might buy a house in Omaha or Council Bluffs, Iowa for $65,000, okay? And then you need to put 20,000 into it, okay? So you bought it for 65, you put 20 into it, so now you're 85,000 in cash into that house. Mm-hmm. You then rent it to somebody, maybe you can get $1,200 a month for rent, okay? So generally there's gonna be still some cash flow there, like, you know, on, you know, 85,000 in cash, we go to the bank and we say, hey, can you give us an appraisal valuation on this house? They say, yes, it is worth 120,000, okay? So they'll give you roughly $100,000 loan, okay? So what did I say, 85,000 was what we had into it?
Yeah.
65 plus 20,
yep.
So 85,000 into it. And then the bank says, well, we'll give you, you know, roughly 80% of 120,000, so it's around 100,000. Mm-hmm. Now they're going to give me a check for 100,000, but I only put 85 in it, so I just made $15,000 in cash. Right. Okay. Yeah. So that is called a cash out refi, meaning that like I get more cash from the bank than I actually even put in the property. And it's an amazing process. And people think, oh, like you can't do it. I mean, in our market, in Omaha, Council Bluffs and surrounding areas, you can do it. And I've done it hundreds of times. Mm-hmm. But you have to find a good deal and you have to be able to add value by rehabbing the property.